So I've been playing golf for 15 years and these are 20 things that I wish I knew as a beginner golfer. And the last one might shock you, so make sure you watch it all the way till the end. Alright, starting with number 1, bump and run whenever you can. A lot of amateur golfers tend to try and get the ball as high as you can, but the chances of you getting it close to the hole consistently is very slim. Just grab your lower wedge like the 52 degrees and learn to keep the ball low and use the roll of the green to your advantage. Unless you don't have much green to work with or you're hitting it over a bunker, but you should always prioritize rolling it up there as you'll have much better chance of getting it close to the hole. Tip number 2, tee on the right side of the tee box. There'll be times where you get to the tee box and you're overwhelmed by the hazards, but instead of teeing on the opposite side of the hazard, tee on the side of the hazard so you can hit away from it. If you're teeing on the other side and aiming at the hazard hoping you can turn it over, you might actually double cross it and find yourself in the hazard. Number 3, read the green from both sides. Don't just look at the slope from behind the ball, but also walk behind the ball and almost visualize yourself putting from there. You'll get much better read and you might even see some slopes that you didn't even know existed. Number 4, control your anger management.
Hi, I'm Tyrrell and I'm an angry golfer.
Hi Tyrrell.
I watched this great video the other day.
Now, we all get angry, that's natural. The secret is how quickly we can just drop that anger and just let it go. Because when we get angry, we lose control. But when our opposition get angry on the golf course, we're pleased because we know that they're kind of out of control, they're upset. But anger as an emotion on the golf course has no place. It has no place at all.
So just know that you're not gonna hit every single shot perfect. And things aren't gonna go as you want it to. But I mean, we're all humans and it's okay to let go sometimes, but it's more important for you to get yourself back in the game so you can focus. Tip number 5, clean the grooves of your wedges. I'll show you the difference between a shot with a dirty groove and a clean groove here. This is the shot with a dirty groove. And as you can see, the ball is just rolling out and not checking up. And now this is with the clean groove of the club. I'm able to generate more spin as the ball is able to glide through the club face better. And if you don't have one of these brushes, all you need is your tee and just really get in there on each groove and dig out all the dirt. Number 6, practice hitting your irons from wedge to 7-iron. Because the chances of you using any irons above that in a round is maybe 2 or 3 times a round unless there are really long par 3s, and generally on a par 4, you're hitting your drive maybe 240 to 270 yards and you're left with 100 to 150 yard shot in almost every single time. Even on a par 5, don't even hit your 3-wood as a second shot, because let's say you hit a driver off the tee and you're left with 250 yards to the pin, just hit your 7-iron, which will probably go 150 to 170 yards, and you've left yourself between 100 to 130 yard shot into the green. So just focus more on hitting your shorter irons and you'll become a much consistent golfer. Alright, number 7, when you're in the bunker, don't always just go for the pin, but figure out where you can leave yourself the best chance to hold the putt from. The aim of this shot is trying to leave ourselves the best chance at getting up and down. So walk up to the green and understand the slope and figure out your landing zone and see where you'd be most comfortable putting from. So here's where I'd like my putt to be at, as it's an uphill putt, so I know I have to land it somewhere around here and visualize the ball rolling out to this area. We're not professional golfers, so we can't expect to hold these shots, but the best you can do is to get up and down. Number 8, you've probably heard this many times, but it's only because it's important, and that's to leave your ego at home. You don't need to try and hit it as far as you can to impress your friends, because the purpose of the game is to give yourself as many chances to hit the fairway and greens, and scoring better on the course is a lot more fun than trying to annihilate your tee shot. Tip number 9, if you think you can reach there with a full swing, just club up and just swing soft. The fact that you're contemplating whether that full swing is gonna get there is already an issue. So instead of trying to swing hard, just club up and swing softer to control the shot and hit more greens. Number 10, commit to your putt. You've just spent all your time reading the green, back and front, lining up the ball only to get over it and then doubt yourself. If it feels odd as you get up to the ball, just simply back off and read the line again. This way you can go into the putt with 100% clarity and start making more putts. Tip number 11, fix your pitch marks. This isn't really how to perform better on the course, but to really respect the club and to morally become a better golfer. When I get up to the green, I don't just fix my own pitch marks, but look around to see if there are any unfixed pitch marks. And it's really to show appreciation and respect to the greenskeepers for maintaining the course throughout the whole year and letting us enjoy the game. Same applies to raking the bunkers, so let's try our best to try and keep the course in good condition. Alright, number 12, if you're slicing your driver, instead of fighting it, just play with it. I love the saying, you can't change your swing on the course, and you can't change your score on the range. So if you're slicing or hooking your drives, instead of trying to change your swing to fix it on the course, simply adjust your alignment to play with it, and then you can work on it on the range after. But you can't really help yourself when you're on the course, so just stick with it. Alright, this is tip number 13. When the ball is above your feet, understand that the ball will tend to draw, and when it's below, you're gonna fade the ball. This is because as the ball is above you, you'll be more forced to swing more around your body like a baseball swing, and when the ball is below you, you'll be forced to swing slightly over the top, causing you to cut the ball. Number 14, the most important club in your bag is not your driver, but it's your putter. It's so important that I've actually got 2 of them. Remember when John Daly said, so no matter how well you hit your drive or your tee shot, and how well you hit your second shot onto the green, if you can't execute, then it was all for nothing. So work on your short game, especially your putter. Number 15, stop worrying about what others think. I think this applies to the social aspect of life in general, but I know you might feel a little bit shy and embarrassed about your game around many people, but understand that everyone is working at a different level of golf and focusing on their own game. It's a little bit harder for me to accept this as I have you guys watching me play golf and following my journey. But for you weekend warriors, just remember that everyone started from the beginning, and the chances are people who loves this sport knows how hard it is, and they might even approach you to try and help you and guide you. This is tip number 16. Practice takes time. You just had a lesson with your coach and you're frustrated with how badly you're hitting, and that's completely normal. But you just have to realize that practice takes a long time for you to get dialed in, especially with the new changes, and trust your coach because they've dedicated their entire career to learn the game and help you. Number 18, focus on hitting to your target rather than going for the pin. So here I have a shot where the pin is quite tucked with the bunker short. So instead of going at the pin, I have plenty of room to work with in the middle or towards the other side. I'm probably gonna have a better chance of hitting the green this way, and a worst case scenario, I'm 2-putting from here, instead of being onshore and hitting it into the bunker. Number 19, learn to hit different shots and different clubs off the tee. Don't always just grab your driver, but it's about being smart and being able to hit different shots off the tee to avoid trouble, holes with narrow fairways, or when it gets windy and need to keep it under the wind. Alright, this is the one that everyone's been waiting for. Tip number 20, and actually before you continue watching, I want you guys to comment what you think this last tip is gonna be. All right, here we go. The last tip is to go get a lesson from a coach. As I've mentioned earlier, coaches have dedicated their entire career to study the game and every aspect of a golf swing. Some have played on tour and retiring as a golf coach, so there's tons of value and knowledge these guys have and to share with you. Don't just rely on videos on YouTube or any other social platforms, and it's very ironic for me to say this, but there's nothing worse than going to the range and not knowing what to work on. On that note, I'm hosting an academy, and if you'd like to join and get access to over 100 exclusive videos where I dive more into how a certain part of the swing works and get unlimited swing analysis and feedback from me, simply go to the website or click the link down below and consider it a way of supporting me and for me to directly help you on your golf game. If you guys think I've missed anything from the list, please comment down below, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Happy golfing.